Right. Good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to the webinar. In fact, this is not a webinar, is it, Sumi? What are
No,
we doing today?
I think we're doing a bit of a traveling and something a little bit different than the normal webinar.
Right. It's definitely what we're doing. It's called the Buzz, Khao Lak Phang, a virtual guide to getting lost in Thailand. And you know what? We got pretty lost out there.
It was pretty good weekend though, but it's we did get a little bit lost. We explored a little.
We certainly did, up that 4-lane highway. Well, we're going to kick off with on a I don't know, I wouldn't say a serious note because it involves Bill Barnett. This, of course, is a collaboration between C9 Hotelworks and Delivering Asia Communications. And I think we're going to start with Bill because Bill and C9 Hotelworks put together a special report for this. And let's see what the numbers say, Sumi.
Okay, I'm going to find Bill. I think he's still lost. He's probably still in Khao Lak.
It could well be.
Hi, today we're here to talk about the Khao Lak Phang tourism and hotel market update. Something which is really redefining this new push at Khao Lak has been the advent of the 4-lane highway going up from Greater Phuket, or the access from Phuket International Airport. That's made it a really short drive, and I think that certainly is going to continue to drive business up there. In some ways, it's easier to drive to Khao Lak than it is to the southern part of Phuket when there is traffic. So again, that infrastructure has greatly aided the push up there as well. I think when we go past over the past few years, also we look at Khao Lak, how it's evolving as strong European, strong, highly seasonal market. When there was international travelers, we saw mainland Chinese starting to come into the destination. We've seen more Australians come in during the summer months. And probably the biggest change, game changer for us, has been during this COVID period time has been domestic travelers and how they're catching on to, surfing, certainly on Pakarang Beach or Memories Beach Bar. We're seeing the Michelin Guide Restaurant certainly drawing business. One place like Takua Pa Old Town, Instagram is driving a lot. We've seen Instagram-rated hotels in Phang Nga, certainly in Khao Lak, draw Thai domestic visitors back to the market. Also, people traveling from other southern Thai destinations as well, whether it be Suratani, Hat Yai, and these destinations. It's been a quick trip in there, so that's what's driving demand. Let's go back and really kind of look about how the buildup has taken place over the past few years. Visitors to Phang Nga again, and a lot of this is Phang Nga travelers are being driven to Khao Lak. So we've seen a steady incline and strong growth over a period of time. And I think that's very positive for the destination because when we're out of COVID-19, it's going to show that we think this trajectory is going to go back into place. So there's a positive trend in growth for the destination. But also when we also look at the story of 2020 and what's happened there, January, February, we're on track. We saw hotels running 85% occupancy in Khao Lak. Certainly once the airport in Phuket closed in the middle of March, we saw everything fall off. Again, picking up by the middle of the year, we saw domestic travelers start to come back. We are seeing an incline of business, but certainly not at the levels we've seen in the past. Tourism receipts, again, 81%. Foreign travelers, when you go back and look at 2019, this would be typical of Greater Phuket as well, or Phuket Island, because again, Phuket traditionally is about sub 10% Thai domestic visitors. So it's highly tainted towards international travelers. But for now, certainly what we have is the domestic market. We think that will start to change over a period of time with Thais coming back to Khao Lak. So that number may start to decrease going into 2021, 2022, certainly. And when we have the international market back, we think we'll have more balance in that market. I think certainly in terms of occupancy, we've kind of all known what has happened. Certainly from those first 2 months of the year, everything fell over as well. Good occupancy, good start of the year. So when we say, where is Khao Lak going to go when the market starts to recover, we see international travelers come back. We think it's pretty well poised for the marketplace because again, what's changed in the marketplace is a geographic shift too. There's always been a concentration of beachfront destination resorts. That's stretching now all the way up to Takua Pa. That 4-lane highway extending up is pushing bigger sites. We're seeing more bigger branded hotels. It's almost a Gold Coast. The Gold Coast of Phang Nga is being developed in that area. We are seeing a geographic switch. If I would have gone back to Phuket years ago, we saw certainly things shift from Katakaron onto Patong, into Kamala, eventually up to Mai Khao, Naiton, Nayang beaches. So there's a geographic spread. That's a sign of maturity. It's also a sign that this market is going to reach a larger growth of hotel business as well. Again, there's almost 10,000 hotel rooms in Khao Lak, and that business is going to generate, as a destination, it's probably advantage. What it's also going to do, it's going to shift demand generators. You're no longer going to see the small strip in Khao Lak, when you drive into town, start driving north, you're going to see businesses start shifting where the hotels are as well. So I think that's going to be a key shift for tourism-related businesses and demand generators into a longer Gold Coast type of vision going forward. Going back into Khao Lak occupancy, again, we kind of know where things have been. It still remains a seasonal destination. And we've seen the same thing in Phuket, certainly over the years, trying to battle that seasonality and how that's going to go. In terms of year-round occupancy, looking at STR figures, mid-60s. We think over time periods, certainly when the airport in Phang Nga is going to come up in Koh Kloi, that will certainly start to change as well. But for right now, it's good solid occupancy figures, and certainly using the gateway Phuket International Airport, driving business north, I think we're going to see stronger occupancy. But for now, again, we're starting to see, from the ground, we are seeing hotels struggle in occupancies, which are similar to what we're seeing in Phuket itself. I think in terms of the average daily rate, there is this good rate trajectory there because it's destination resort. I think more importantly is the spend in hotels for food and beverage that remains stronger than places maybe like Phuket or Koh Samui, because people can't leave the hotels. There's not as much outside the doorstep there as well. So the actual spend per guest is quite high compared to places like Phuket. So that's another thing, another trend we expect to continue for the next few years until we're going to see those businesses start setting up outside the new hotels as well. I think certainly when we go through hotel supply, again, we are seeing about a 21% increase in supply over the next 3 years. Some of that supply has slowed down in terms of developers saying we're going a little slower, but for the most part, it is intact. We're seeing the Pullman start to, the Pullman opens 1st of December, which is a big, broad new hotel. We're seeing Le Méridien, which is open certainly as well. When we look at the pipeline here, there's a lot of branded properties in the pipeline, and we think that most of these are going to materialize between now and 2023. So the expectations are that will grow. And, when we look at Sheraton, Holiday Inn, Avani, JW Marriott as well, we're seeing Pullman as well, Grand Mercure. These brands are going to be generating more attention for the destination. We think overall having that much branded content is going to increase awareness of the destination. So it's a pretty good thing. Where we see most of the action, certainly with luxury, with the expansion of the existing JW Marriott, upper upscale as well, and upscale and upper mid-scale as well. So we're seeing that branded content come within these levels. I think our message when we kind of close out today is, Khao Lak's been able to redefine itself certainly through this attention from surfing for high season, going into the low season period now, through the months which should traditionally be higher. We're seeing Thai visitors actually want to go to the Similan and Surat Islands. We're seeing that being important again. So I think that's going to give a chance for Thais to rediscover Khao Lak. And that's really where the hotel market is going to sit going into next year and depend on this marketplace. But when it does reopen, we expect Khao Lak to be a big beneficiary of this push for greater spaces, nature, culture, and sports as well. Thank you very much. That's our update from the ground.
Bill, fantastic as always. Thank you. Some really, really important points there, guys. This 4-lane highway, which is the road that we've been traveling. We were traveling last week, certainly, is an incredible piece of infrastructure, and it really is opening up the destination. The Gold Coast of Phang Nga, wow, that sounds fantastic. But what I thought was really particularly interesting was the seasonal part, because when we were up there, we just saw the beaches packed full of surfers, and that's off season. So their off season has got a really, really exciting future. Right, Sumi, where do we kick this trip off?
Oh, we're going to see your real talent, David. You're going to be on the golf course here and showing off your skills.
Yeah. Well, thanks. I don't know so much about that. I'm looking forward to seeing you showing off your skills a little bit later. But yeah, I'm the first guinea pig here. So about 30 minutes up from the airport is an incredible development. It's Aquella. And we're going to, and we popped in, and they were very, very, very kind of us, very kind to show us in. And this is going to be opening, the golf course there is going to be opening mid next year. So why don't we roll it and we see what we can show everyone.
Excellent, David. I'm looking forward to seeing your hole-in-one shots.
We'll have to wait a while for that.
Thailand road trip. We are back on the road this week, and well, actually, where are we? We've got 10 kilometers of beachfront here. Okay, we are in Tai Muang Beach, and Tai Muang Beach is up in Phang Nga. It's about a 30-minute quick spin up a 4-lane highway, no problem at all. And yeah, and this is what you get. The Hamptons of Greater Phuket. Let's go and check out. We're going to go and meet the relationship manager, who is Kunat. We're going to have a look at the golf. Right, hi, back in the sand again. I'm here with Relations Manager Kunat from Aquella. Hi Kunat, thanks for joining us today.
Hi.
Tell us a little bit about this golf course. So this was Tai Muang Beach course. As I understand, it's opened 30 years ago, has been closed for the last 10, and has now been transformed and will soon be opening mid-2021. Tell us a little bit about the story.
Well, Tai Muang Beach Resort is 30 years ago. I mean, Thai design. Okay, and we transformed to the PCPD, bought this land, and then we have to redesign the whole thing because there's a master plan and all that stuff. The company that redesigned is Pacific Coast Design.
Okay.
Mr. Phil Ryan is the designer.
He's done quite an amazing job. Here we are on the 11th. Not tee, in the 11th bunker, and there's just sand everywhere, and we're right next to the beach. You have, in terms of beachfront, how big is the beachfront for Aquella?
2.7 kilometers long.
2.7 kilometers long. Yes. Wow, that's certainly plenty of sand. And tell us a little bit about Aquella. Aquella it's got different components, right? There's a residential component, and there's what do you have here? There's tennis, I think.
We have tennis courts, mini golf. And we're gonna have a hotel, and what else? We have a golf club. I think we're gonna have a community mall as well.
Okay, fantastic. There's a lot. There's a lot happening. The whole site, I believe, is 1,100 rai.
It's about, yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah. It's just so amazing being this close to the beach. This is just such an amazing course, and is really bringing a legend back to us. I'm going to try this shot. It's been a little while since I've done this, but so we're in the sand, so you can just see any tips. Very welcome, by the way. Hit ahead of the ball. No, you be careful where you're standing. Open up a bit. There we go. Let's have a little look and see how we go. Right. So here we are at the mini golf, and Aquella is not just about golf for the big boys, it can be golf for the whole family too. And families from Khao Lak, they can come down and they can enjoy this great mini golf circuit here. Khao Lak's just about 30 minutes ago. Let me have a try at this one. There we go.
Right, I'm here with Oliver Hardwick, Director of Property Sales, and Oliver, you've seen my game.
Yes.
How can you help me? When can you give me some lessons?
Well, we're going to open.
Is there any hope for me?
We're going to open middle of next year. We have the driving range over there, and I'm sure you can improve your golf game there. We have the mini golf over there at the same time. If you cannot go for the driving range, maybe start with the mini golf first, and then we have the 18-hole golf course here for you.
Fantastic. It looks absolutely amazing. Here you've got some tennis too.
Yes, we have a tennis academy also coming online starting next year. The construction around June time. It's going to be a 6-court facility, 2 covered courses, so it's going to be exciting.
Absolutely fantastic. It's really, really good and great news actually for Khao Lak. Just 30 minutes away from the centre of Khao Lak. You're expecting families to come here when you open and enjoy the facilities?
I think it will be a good day out for the families in Khao Lak, so everybody has something children can play on the mini golf. We have the tennis coming up, we have the golfing obviously, and the clubhouse will be open with the restaurant, with the gym and some spa facilities up here.
Fantastic. It's been a really, really fascinating insight into Aquella today. Oliver, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And work on your golf game.
Thank you. I'll try.
Right, there we are. What do you reckon to that, Sumi? Impressed?
Very impressed with your hole-in-one with the mini golf.
Yeah,
I can't wait for the tennis courts though.
No, that sounds amazing. Fun. They're going to be, construction starts middle of next year, so they'll be sometime after that. But the golf course itself is going to be open from mid next year. So that's something to look forward to. Hey, what have we got next? We continue up the 4-lane highway, and what do we find?
I know. Well, we were on land just now, so I think we're going underwater. And
underwater. Well, I think there's definitely a bit of that going on. And we are going to the Bakalang Beach to look at the surf scene.
Correct. And let's see how your surfing skills are.
All right. Thank you very much.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi, my name is Bolt. I'm from Bangkok, and here we in Khao Lak in Phang Nga, now a surf town in Thailand. So a little bit of the story. I'm from Bangkok. I was living in Hong Kong. I used to go surf in Bali a lot because it's a great place to do. However, the COVID hit and I'm basically stuck in Thailand. Now I'm living in Phuket. And even though Phuket is a good place to surf, but actually Khao Lak is a really, really cool place. As people are discovering the place right now. As you can see around me, people come here to learn how to surf. And even though they come take photos and hang out and eat, it has become a surf town at the moment. Actually, COVID has helped Khao Lak in a way that it's building this community. People started to learn to surf. They have events here almost every month, and every weekend. The place here, the beach here, is packed with people from all over Thailand, mostly from Bangkok. So I think next year is going to be even better for Khao Lak in terms of surfing. And Khao Lak has more to offer more than just surfing, which is in the low season. A high season is coming up, which is actually this month. And you can do many things in Khao Lak. And also in Phang Nga in general. Diving, snorkeling, and now a big thing is SUP. So yeah, let's discover more together. Hi, my name is Boat and I'm with Ta, and here we are in Memories Beach, Khao Lak.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Memory Beach.
So as everyone knows now, so maybe Ta can tell us a little bit more. So what's happening in Memories Beach, Khao Lak right now?
Actually, I'm surprised that people, imagine 10 years ago, no one know about surfing in Thailand. Mm-hmm. But now you see at the beach, many 100 people surfing in the water.
Yes.
Yeah, and maybe you see some advertising or some photo that people posting on Facebook. Everyone come to Phuket or Khao Lak for surfing, right?
Yeah, so I see people come mostly as a group, right?
Yeah.
Maybe some friends are surfing, some friends just hang out and enjoy the sunset here. Because here actually it has one of the best sunsets probably in Thailand.
Maybe, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So you mentioned 10 years ago, nothing really, happening back then. So can you tell us a little bit what made this place famous and what changed?
Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm born here, but after I graduated from Bangkok, I fly to Sydney to study. So when I study there, I see people surfing and I get some surf culture. And after I decide to come back here, I just found this place, Memory Beach, and just few people surfing here. Okay. So I asked them to teach me.
Oh, wow.
And after that, I wrote about surfing in Thailand. I do some video and post on Facebook, and many people see it, and people try to come here and start do a surfing thing.
Yeah, because it's amazing to see many Thais, mostly Bangkokians, they're discovering this place, and actually the COVID has really pretty much helped Khao Lak in a way.
Yeah.
Just frankly, compared to Phuket now, Khao Lak is much more busier than Phuket, even though Phuket has so many things to offer. But because I think one reason is because people just discover what Khao Lak has to offer. It's not just surfing, right? Can you tell us a little bit more what Khao Lak has to offer?
I think that the reason why people come here because there are many hotels, beautiful hotels around here, and it's easy to come from Phuket Airport, just 1 hour with no traffic jam.
Yes.
You can drive just maybe 1 hour, and the beach is still natural. I mean, not much building around here, and you can access to the beach easy. That's why people love here and want to come here.
Okay. And actually, like, I really want to know this thing, like, what really inspired you to do this? Like, I mean, I know, and everyone knows that you actually is you that made this place famous, like Khao Lak, Memories Beach, and also the Memories Bar. So what inspired you to do this?
Because I'm born here, but I study in Bangkok. I study in boarding school at Sriracha, Assumption Sriracha, and Assumption University in Bangkok. And I remember that when I studied in high school, do you know, like, here was faced with tsunami. So when I talk about my hometown, people say I don't want to go to your hometown because they're scared or something. So after that, when I decide to come back, move here, I want to do something to change the memories, you know, in for my hometown in a good way. So I try everything to make this city become a popular, like people call it second home.
Wow, that's really inspiring. So like, and what is your plan? What do you continue to do with this place, or even like the surfing community, or even Khao Lak itself? Like, what's your plan?
That is going good because like last month, people fly from Bangkok. I got students like 2,000 foreign students for do a surf lesson, and for after this, actually. Now we call high season because the island like Similan, Surin, it just opened on 15 October. So it's good time to come here again for do all the activity like snorkeling, diving, and maybe subboarding. You see the people go out to do a subboard.
Yes, and actually that's also like with like really good weather, right? So you can enjoy like activities plus the really good weather that Khao Lak has to offer. And they are we can finish now. So just last one last thing. Anything you want to say for people, you know, like about Khao Lak? Like, if there's something you want to say, what do you want to say?
So Khao Lak is not just about surfing, but actually there are many beautiful places around here. Takua Pa Old Town, have you been there?
Yes.
So beautiful there. And I love food around here. Southern food, spicy and really good.
Yes.
And I recommend everyone to come here, stay in Khao Lak. There are many beautiful hotels, and you should go to visit like Similan Island. So beautiful underwater, can't imagine.
Yes.
Have you been there? No?
I have been there.
Really?
Yes.
You love it?
Love it. So beautiful.
So I want to invite everyone to come here, visit here.
Yes. And thank you so much คุณตา
Thank you ขอบคุณมากๆครับ
Oh, fantastic!
Wow.
I tell you what, Bakalang Beach is really quite something. What amazed me probably most of all, well, I mean, there was obviously the comment of Kunta having done surf lessons for 2,000 students, but because when I was there was just hundreds of people just hanging out in the water, hundreds of Thais from Bangkok hanging out in the water in the midday sun. I mean, hey, that's new generation stuff, right, Sumi?
I know, it's excellent, and the vibe there is just amazing, and you know, especially at times like this where the weather is great, and people are just doing outdoor stuff, and it's not far from Phuket and from the airport. It's brilliant.
No, really cool. Right, well, he did talk about that was Kun Boat, by the way, and Kunta's an influencer, and he's from Takua Pa, as he said, and he did talk about the Southern Thai food. And I hear you're a bit of a dab hand at the Southern Thai food these days.
Oh, wow. I think I'm a Michelin star chef now after my experience in Takua Pa in Khao Lak, which was amazing. And I've learned a bit of cooking myself.
All right.
Unique Southern Thai food.
All right. Shall we take a look at that?
Oh, yes. And it's going to make us hungry. So, yes, be prepared. You won't believe where I am today. We're at the Michelin Guide Restaurant 91. And today we're with Kun Dane and Chef Nietzsche with me today, teaching me how to cook, which is something that I'm not really familiar with, but I'm gonna give it a go. What are we cooking today, Kun Dane?
So today we're gonna cook the coconut milk soup with the lotus stems, which is one of our Michelin plates. Actually, we have 3 menus, but we picked the easiest menu for the beginner. Yeah.
You already know me well.
Yeah. Yep.
And so this is one of the Michelin dishes, Michelin plate dishes for
Yes.
this restaurant. Fantastic.
Yes.
And how many dishes are there?
There are 3. They have the coconut milk soup with the lotus stem and coconut milk curry with pork and nita tree and the fried pork with bitter bean and shrimp paste, which
Fantastic.
is the local ingredients menu around Thailand and the south.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
southern food.
Yes.
Is it spicy?
For this menu it's not, but the rest is kind of spicy.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Right, and Chef Nietzsche is going to walk us through how to cook today. I don't know a lot of the ingredients. You might have to explain to me what they are.
Sure, I'm happy to. So, start with the first one. So start with that side.
Right.
It's sweet. It's really sweet. It's
Oh,
sugar, and next is salt.
Right.
Yes.
Salt.
And here is a really unique ingredients in salt, which is the shrimp paste.
Ooh,
That
it's very strong.
Really strong. Yeah. So it's made from shrimp,
Right.
a small one, and then we press it together. Yes. And this is the dry shrimp,
Right.
which is all local ingredients.
Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. So local to Thailand.
Yeah. So now we go to the herbs, which is garlic,
Lemongrass.
lemongrass,
And shallots.
shallots. Yeah.
ส่วนตัวสำคัญก็คือเป็นสายบัวนะ
This must be the lotus roots.
Yes, this is the lotus root, and here is the coconut milk.
Okay. So this is the main. Would you say this is the main ingredient?
I suppose I can say that. Like this too is the main ingredients, but the rest is for the flavor, and for the herbs is for the smell. So let's get going.
Wow, I'm excited.
Yeah.
What shall we do first?
So first step, we're gonna have this first.
Okay. So
One spoon of this.
So one full spoon.
1 full spoon. And then we use the shrimp paste.
Okay. And
1 full spoon. And then you
just mix it.
mix it around. So
Even it.
we have to mix it until it's smooth.
Okay.
So good. So
Like
far,
a
so good.
professional?
Exactly. Are you cook?
I'm trying to be.
Yeah. I can see the potential.
Oh, good.
ใส่
Michelin chef.
Yeah. So now we go with the herbs.
Okay. What do we put?
Just a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Yep. A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Oh.
And now we use the dry shrimp, 2 full spoon. Yes.
I hope I remember the steps.
And now we add on two more of the coconut milk. Now we put some salt,
Nice.
just a little bit. That's too much. Okay, that's okay.
หมดเลยค่ะ
Oh, okay.
Oh, yep.
แล้วก็น้ำตาล
And then sugar. It's half spoon, yeah. And we mix it together. Now it starts to smell. So the flavor should be a little bit of salty, a little bit of coconutty, and then a little bit sweet.
Okay.
So it has to be mixed between that.
Oh.
And you can put more of the coconut.
แล้วก็ใส่นี้ได้เลยนะ
Yeah,
And how much for this one?
all of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
ใส่หมดเลย
yeah. And then you put add on this more a bit.
Like how much more? Everything? ใส่หมดเหรอ
Yeah. Okay. About that is okay.
ได้นะ
About full, when you put the water, it should be
full.
Yeah, full. Okay.
So should I put everything?
No. Fine. We have a big dish today, so now we wait for the lotus stem to be done.
Okay. Do I keep stirring?
Yeah.
How long does it take to cook the lotus root?
About 2 to 3 minutes. Because actually somebody eat it fresh.
Oh wow, you can actually
Yeah.
eat lotus.
Yeah, you can actually eat it fresh. But with this, you want the water, you want the taste to get into the root. So it should be approximately about 2 up to 3 minutes. So the dish will take not more than 10 to 15 minutes to be done.
Okay.
You take.
Okay, bye.
Now you can taste. See that this is the flavor that you like because you can add more salt. You can add more sweet if you want to.
ใช่อร่อย
Wow.
อร่อยมาก
Wow.
ฝีมืออยู่นะ
Yeah.
ได้เลยเดี๋ยวกันที่แต่งมัน
After this, you can go to the show.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
We're done?
Yeah, we are done.
Wow, does that make me a Michelin chef?
Yeah. And that make it, now you can feel it. Have the energy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah. But it looks so nice though.
Yes. So I put it. Okay. Great.
Great.
Yum.
เย้
ขอบคุณค่ะ
ขอบคุณค่ะ
Now we're gonna have lunch.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, Sumi, I think that's maybe a new career direction there. What do you think? How do you enjoy that?
Yes, it was very good. I think I missed my calling. I found my new career path, a Michelin star chef.
Goodness, did you actually taste that? I saw you had a little taste. Did you eat it after?
Yes, I did. We did have it for lunch. It was amazing. Now I
excellent.
just have to remember how to cook it again. So thankfully it's recorded. So.
No, that's right. That's right. Right. Well, we keep on going up the well, actually just before we do that, I have one question that came in. Well, thanks very much. Where's the planned airport exactly? Where's it exactly going to be? I can't tell you exactly where it's going to be, but Bill Barnett can. So thanks a lot for that. We'll definitely get back to you with the example, with the answer of exactly where it's going to be. Right. Let's keep heading up the coast. And you know, we've done golf, we've been surfing, we've been cooking Southern Thai food, and we've got to find somewhere to stay now. So what we did is that we headed up the highway to, what did Bill call it? The Gold Coast of Phang Nga?
The Gold Coast of Phang Nga.
Where does he cook these up from? But I like it. And we're going to the Pullman Khao Lak, which is up towards Takua Pa.
Fantastic. I look forward to seeing that property actually. So let's meet the owners.
Great. Today we are at the Pullman Khao Lak Resort, and the Pullman Khao Lak Resort has very generously allowed us to have a little bit of a sneak peek in almost 2 weeks ahead of its opening. It's due to open in northern Phang Nga in Khao Lak on December 1, and I'm really, really pleased to be with our two guests today. Kun Come Tip, co-owner, Michael Chu, co-owner also. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us.
Sure.
Really, really good. Wow, it's so exciting to be opening. And as I was walking in, as you can see, first thing you see is red brick.
Yeah.
Tell us a story about the red brick. In fact, the red brick is beautiful, though. I mean, these are nice, soft, handcrafted bricks, so I understand. I'd love to know a little bit about the story.
Okay, actually this brick, we really, let's say, get the design concept from our architect designer, which is they got the inspirations from the governor residence who has been here a long time ago. If you go to Takua Pa Heritage Town, right, you could see this governor residence. So this is an inspiration from the past that we want to blend this to be like timeless concept.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, actually wandering around, there's some very, very interesting design thinking behind the resort. And let me just ask you, actually, just turn to you, Michael, and ask you about that, because I know you've brought Martin Paleros from Tierra in, and who's very experienced and well known, actually. But you've also brought in companies that are less well known, which I think is fascinating. It's a real sort of blend, like Arts Longer, Kunyui, Hypothesis. Tell us a little bit more about the touch points in the resort related to design.
Well, basically, Tiara came in with Martin came up with the concept. You mean touch point in terms of?
Oh, just tell me the story about how you brought Martin together with Kunyui and Hypothesis.
I think we like Martin for his very simplistic, timeless design, and then using his concept of his use of space is very well done. So it offers, and for Tiara to use the brick, and then with Hypothesis to bring in the Thai ID style, and then all things with Arts Longer, blending it together. I think if you look, everyone put in the right amount of talent.
That's great. No, it's fascinating. Tell me a little bit about the resort itself. How many rooms do you have? Let's just run through that a little bit just to see where we are.
So actually, our total rooms inventory is 253 rooms.
Okay.
And we have the very luxury villa for 6 units.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we have so many room types like deluxe pool access, family pool access, and even family garden, and then ocean view.
Okay.
So you have so many variety of product for your own choice, and then we'll be fitting to every demand in the market.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great, and you have restaurants, and you have
we have the beach club.
Yeah, the beach club.
Yeah.
Okay, which is on the beach.
Exactly.
Right on the beach.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And the name of your beach?
Bang Muang Beach.
Bang Muang Beach. There we are. Thank you. It's been absolutely fascinating, guys, being here for the last couple of days and really getting an update on the destination, because we've been looking at we were on a beach where there was lots of surfers before. This is obviously a time when borders are closed, so the surfers they're Thai surfers, and it's just really, really interesting. They're mainly from Bangkok. There's 150 people in the water. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. It's hot. This is a new generational behaviour, isn't it?
Yes.
And it's fascinating to see that Khao Lak is really attracting that type of customer. You obviously believe in Khao Lak. You must really believe in Khao Lak, because you've built a hotel here and you're opening a hotel here soon.
Yes. Because I think Khao Lak is like a new baby born, and it's very pure, natural, and then mixed with the culture that have been, let's say, blended, but it's charming destination.
Right.
Yeah, the charming destination will be like endless.
Right.
Yeah, and people coming here not just for relaxation, see sunset, but they can feel for the culture. They can feel for the nature. They can feel that it's the pure feeling atmosphere. People coming here for experience, which is, I think, they will absorb the past to think of the future. That's why we believe that this hotel is the gift for our, not only the domestic market, but for all the international market.
No, I'm sure that the international market will absolutely love it when they can finally come here.
Sure.
And hopefully that's sooner rather than later.
Yes, we
I'm sure
hope
we all
so.
like
Yeah.
that. It's not that well known, Takua Pa, but it's a fascinating town. We were going around it today. There's beautiful Sino-Portuguese architecture. There's whole areas which have, and there's a long, long history. To do with it, there's a lot of there's a walking street on Sundays when people wear costume.
Yes.
I mean, it really is. It's a great sort of a heritage town.
Correct.
Do you feel that with the evolution of Khao Lak, there's going to be a new hot tourism spot in the northern Pangai area?
Yeah. What do you think?
I think because Takua Pa itself has about 600 years history, going back to the trading times. So give it in the next coming 5 to 10 years, I think there'll be more and more people coming to the north side of Khao Lak, because it just is richer in culture, it's richer in it's just more things to offer, the history, the past, and then you can see And the beach here, to be frank, is beautiful. I mean, I would, welcome, come and have a look at the beaches here. It's just magnificent.
So the beaches are magnificent, and particularly now because of the time, we have the benefit of that time too. And we have the Similan Islands. They're just opening up too.
Yes.
Similan Islands opened. I think they opened just recently. They've been closed for a long time. They were closed, but obviously for COVID too. And what a great time to come and discover Khao Lak.
Correct.
Yes. And would you be able to, if somebody wants to go to the Similan Islands for diving, for snorkeling, for paddleboarding, for surfing, would you be able to arrange that for your guests?
Sure.
Okay.
This is one-stop service.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fantastic. So the destination is really developing, and that's really exciting. Let's not forget the nature too.
Correct. Sustainable. Yeah.
We're just around the corner from Khao Sok National Park, which is a legendary park.
Correct.
It's how far is it? About 40 minutes away.
Yes.
Yes. So much further. So it's so much further from if it's Phuket, obviously. So it's just so far. Would your guests? Was this an inspiration for you? The nature of Khao Sok, the nature of this area.
Yes, correct. Because it's, as we mentioned, not just only the culture, heritage town, it's a nature, it's pure, it's timeless. So people will be enjoying with many experience that they can absorb.
Right.
Yeah. So, and we believe that our hotel can serve all the travelers, tourists that love to learn for something from the past for the future.
Yeah, that's absolutely fascinating. We were actually when we were looking outside. There's a couple of Michelin plate restaurants just around the corner from here too. There's a little bit further down. There's Aquella. They're going to be opening a golf course up, which is the old Taiwan course that's going to be opened up in things about the middle of the year. There's another course nearby. There's horse riding. There's just so much to do in this area. It really looks as though it's taking off. Must be exciting.
Very much exciting. You see, and also the local community here is very strong.
Right.
For the sustainable program.
Right.
Because people here know that we can be, let's say, timeless if we reserve our natural. Yeah, so I think the network of the local community here is very strong.
That's wonderful.
It's very positive.
Yeah, that's really, really good, because that will give us that will give the authenticity to the destination. Some of the destinations around Thailand, because there's been a mass tourism in the past, sometimes they lose that a little bit of the spirit. I'm feeling that spirit here, and in Takua Pa and in the area.
It's charming.
Okay. Yeah. That's great. Well, really, congratulations to you. I'm very much looking forward to come here and staying. It's a fabulous resort, and it's a bold time to be opening. However, with what's happening with Khao Lak and the domestic market really rediscovering, it's been, I'm sure it'll be a great success, and even more of a success once the international market comes. Couldn't come on, Tip. Michael, Ju, thank you so much. Really appreciate you spending the time with us today. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Very welcome, David.
Thank you.
Hi, today we're here at the Pullman Khao Lak, and we're with Kun Yui from Arts Longer. I think it's quite an interesting project coming. You've done a lot of, coming from Srila Pakoran University as well, but certainly in terms of as bringing a sculptor onto this project, it's kind of unique for a hotel and saying what's important. I know we've talked a little bit about the story behind, when you took on this job. How was that process? I know you're saying you started to kind of immerse yourself in Khao Lak. How was that?
The art log begin from the people in a Silpakorn. Yeah, my senior, my friend, and professional for the art piece. Yeah, we go together and we think together for make the art longer. I think in Thailand not have to the art company. I see for my senior have to sculpture company, but I want to make a art company, installation art company. If I have some project in the hotel, I want to make the hotel is a art hotel.
So you're curating that whole story, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. What's your approach towards materials in terms of what, are you really working after noble materials? I know here you've got a lot of brick, you have other basic materials. Well, what's your approach to sculpture and what kind of materials you like to use?
I want to make the material for the sculpture, for any product for me, because I think any material have special. like you can see the metal with the cement. You can see for the very hard, it's very soft. I want to make sculpture like the symbolic is soft and strong and moving and still something like that. I want to.
Oh, interesting.
Like,
yes.
Yeah.
In terms of Khao Lak, coming to this project, for your process here as well for the hotel, how did you start that journey? What was the first thing you started looking around when you came to Khao Lak?
The first impression for me, I want to walk around the space. I think space really important for the story in the hotel. If you go to the Chiang Mai, you get start for walk around the Chiang Mai, not by motorcycle, more the car. You just walk to your leg to see the culture, the people, the style for the people, and you can hear for the people talking. The local language is very, very beautiful for me. Yeah, the local language, the story for the local people is very first for my concept for any hotel I make.
So it's quite interesting in terms of talking about people first, that kind of approach, I think.
Yeah.
In terms of your work here, what was probably your most important piece? I know we talked about the Tree of Life, which was, when you come to the hotel, it's a centerpiece, a rival, in terms of that sculpture. What inspired the Tree of Life?
The Tree of Life is very, very special for me because I think the Tree of Life is, you can see the boat for the beach. Any here have the boat at the fisherman village, right? I want to make to some special the boat. I mix the boat with the water because if you go to the beach, you can see the boat on the water. If I want to make something special, I want to fish for the symbolic. I want to make water on the boat. Boat is water, I think is together, yeah. And the tree, I want to make the tree with my boat because the boat is like a Noah boat.
Right.
Noah is a life, the first life. Like the Tree of Life is a boat with the water, with the tree together for the beginning, for anything for the hotel.
The beginning of the journey, the beginning of everything. It's a starting point.
Yeah, because the tree is go up to every day, like a hotel to the go up to every day too.
A great story. I know you've done work at Marriott Surawong. You've also worked at the Kimpton in Bangkok. I know we talked about art and hotels together. Do you think that's important to a hotel to have art?
Oh yeah, art is I think art to everywhere in life. Your coat, your shoe, your anything is art. Same the hotel. The hotel built for the art is like a mood and tone. Like if you eat the bakery, right? Bakery is if you cut the cake and in a plastic dish.
Yes.
That not have too much for the sea for the real anything. If you mix on the wood, the feel you change.
Sure.
That's the art.
And also
the art change for the feeling to anything.
Sure, and it elevates your spirits. I think that's important.
Yes.
I think here at the Pullman, taking a look around, what do you hope the guests will feel when they come in this hotel, when they see your art?
I think the art is like a first impression. If you go to the Pullman, you can go to any Pullman, right? If you come here, you can see the Tree of Life. You can see the culture for the people, staff. Because I make for the staff in the art concept too. Because any people, G is for the woman, is South language. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this are art too. Because anything is symbolic. Right.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing. And I think any guest coming here, Kunuri, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Okay.
If anybody comes here, it's a fantastic opportunity to see some great art pieces and, well done on the sculptures. Thank you so much.
Thank you. ขอบคุณมากค่ะ
Thank you.
There we go. Excellent. Looks like a great hotel. Love the red bricks.
Love the red bricks. Oh, the red bricks are cool. The red bricks are really fantastic, actually. I mean, that entrance just sort of frames the whole experience. Actually, we're going to be looking at the design a little bit more, aren't we?
Yes, we are actually. And now that we looked at the architecture, I'm actually quite interested to see. I saw like the trees and the iconic yeah where the lobby is, where that little tree. So let's find out more about that and the designer behind it.
All right, I think that's Kun Yui, isn't it? Kun Yui from Arts Longer, the Tree of Life.
Yes.
Hi, today we're here at the Pullman Khao Lak and we're with Kun Yui from Arts Longer. I think it's quite an interesting project coming. You've done a lot of, coming from Sila Pakorn University as well, but certainly in terms of as bringing a sculptor onto this project, it's kind of unique for a hotel and saying what's important. I know we've talked a little bit about the story behind, when you took on this job. How was that process? I know you're saying you started to kind of immerse yourself in Khao Lak. How was that?
The art log begin from the people in a Silpakorn, yeah. My senior, my friend, and professional for the art piece. Yeah. We go together and we think together for make the art longer. I think in Thailand not have to the art company. I see for my senior have to sculpture company, but I want to make a art company, installation art company. If I have to some project in the hotel, I want to make the hotel is a art hotel.
So you're curating that whole story, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. What's your approach towards materials in terms of what, are you really working after noble materials? I know here you've got a lot of brick, you have other basic materials. Well, what's your approach to sculpture and what kind of materials you like to use?
I want to make the material for the sculpture, for the any product for me, because I think any material have special. Like you can see the metal with the cement. You can see for the very hard, it's a very soft. I want to make sculpture like the symbolic is a soft and strong and moving and still something like that. I want to.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. In terms of Khao Lak, coming to this project, for your process here as well for the hotel, how did you start that journey? What was the first thing you started looking around when you came to Khao Lak?
The first impression for me, I want to walk around the space. I think space really important for the story in the hotel. If you go to the Chiang Mai, you get start for walk around the Chiang Mai, not by motorcycle, more the car. You just walk to your leg to see the culture, the people, the style for the people, and you can hear for the people talking. The local language is very, very beautiful for me. Yeah, the local language, the story for the local people is really first for my concept for any hotel I make.
So it's quite interesting in terms of talking about people first, that kind of approach, I think.
Yeah.
In terms of your work here, what was probably your most important piece? I know we talked about the Tree of Life, which was, when you come to the hotel, it's a centerpiece, a rival, in terms of that sculpture. What inspired the Tree of Life?
The Tree of Life is very, very special for me because I think the Tree of Life is, you can see the boat for the beach. Any here have the boat at the fisherman village, right? I want to make to some special the boat. I mix the boat with the water because if you go to the beach, you can see the boat on the water. If I want to make something special, I want to fish for the symbolic. I want to make water on the boat. Boat is water, I think it's together, yeah. And the tree, I want to make the tree with my boat because the boat is like a Noah boat.
Right.
Noah is a life, the first life. Like the Tree of Life is a boat with the water, with the tree together for the beginning, for anything for the hotel.
The beginning of the journey, the beginning of everything. It's a starting point.
Yeah, because the tree is go up to every day, like a hotel to go up to every day too.
A great story. I know you've done work at Marriott Surawong. You've also worked at the Kimpton in Bangkok. I know we talked about art and hotels together. Do you think that's important to a hotel to have art?
Oh yeah, art is I I think art to everywhere in life. Your clothes, your shoes, your anything is art. Same the hotel. The hotel built for the art is like a mood and tone. Like if you eat the bakery, right? Bakery is if you cut the cake and in a plastic dish.
Yes.
That not have too much for the sea for the real anything. If you mix on the wood, the feel you change.
Sure.
That's the art.
And also
the art
art
change for the feeling to anything.
Sure, and it elevates your spirits. I think that's important.
Yes.
I think here at the Pullman, taking a look around, what do you hope the guests will feel when they come in this hotel, when they see your art?
I think the art is like a first impression. If you go to the Pullman, you can go to any Pullman, right? If you come here, you can see the tree upright. You can see the culture for the people, staff. Because I make for the staff in the art concept too. Because any people, G is for the woman, is South language. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this are art too. Because anything is symbolic. Right.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing. And I think any guest coming here, Kunuri, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Okay.
If anybody comes here, it's a fantastic opportunity to see some great art pieces and, well done on the sculptures. Thank you so much.
Thank you. ขอบคุณมากค่ะ
Thank you.
There we go. That's Kunyuri, the designer.
That is Kunyuri. Kunyuri, larger than life. Just brilliant for a hotel to bring in a young artist, a young Thai sculptor. To create just a whole different feeling and mood through the hotel. So super cool. So kudos to them to do that. Right, what have we got next, Sumi?
Okay, I think we're exploring the town next, which is Takua Pa. Let's see what
we're up in
find.
Takua Pa. The 600 years history of Takua Pa. You're going up there, right?
Yes, I am. I'm going to show you around town and found lots of little places to go, which is fascinating. Here we go. Wow, look at this. Takua Pa is full of hidden gems. And look at what I just found. Trop Cafe. Come on in and check it out.
ร้านกาแฟโตปีที่4แล้วจะเปลี่ยนคอนเซ็ปต์ร้านไปเรื่อยๆครับแต่ว่าปีแรกก็จะอีกแบบนึงปี2ก็จะอีกแบบนึงปี3ก็อีกแบบนึงก็ปี4มาปีนี้โครงสร้างแล้วก็เปลี่ยนมาอีกแบบนึงครับเมื่อก่อนเปิดเฉพาะวันอาทิตย์ปีนี้ก็เลยมาเปิดวันเสาร์ด้วยครับเพราะลูกค้า
อันนี้อะไรมันคือน้ำยาปลาเอาเผ็ดไหมคะเผ็ดก็เผ็ดไม่มาก Wow, look what we've got here. So it's not a long day ahead, so let's stop by this. This is kind of okay. So let's start.
Up.
wonder if they take have haircuts. I'm looking for a haircut. Am I in the right place? So Takua Pa is a city full of culture, and right here is a great place to shop if you want some Peranakan clothes like the Baba and Jaya style, and this is where you come.
They're not wrong when they said that, you know, the city is timeless, and you know, you see old barber shops and you know, old cafes, and really quirky town, to say the least.
No, that's right. That's some serious coffee that guy was making there too. So it kept us going for the day. Then you headed off into the bush, right, Sumi?
Yes, the nature. So after visiting the town, and it's beautiful to see what, you know, the preservation of nature in Khao Lak, and so much more to explore other than the town and the city and the highlights of the places. So let's now go and see what the nature has to offer.
Okay, and you ready for sure?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, thank you so much. Khop kun ka. At about 10 or 5 minutes, they wake up again. Oh.
Wake up.
The first people that came in this area is like the Indian people.
Right.
Yes, and then we got Greek and Persian,
right,
and some Arab like that came here.
Traders.
And we got Chinese people too.
Traders.
And some building around here is look like a mix together from Chinese and Portuguese like that. Yeah.ลุงอยู่ที่นี่มากี่ปีแล้วคะ
หลายปีแล้ว
หลายปีแล้วประมาณ
ตั้งแต่เล็กถึงใหญ่เนาะ
บ้านตรงนี้นี่สร้างตั้งแต่พศเลยนะคะบ้านหนุ่ม
ผมว่าจำได้ไหม
เราซ่อง501ตรงนู้นน่ะนะ ขอบคุณค่ะมาจากไหนนี่มาเลเซีย
Now we arrive at Kongkat Temple. It's like a golden area here, and it's very important for do like a meditation spot. And they got a big group to do like a meditation like that. Connect to the There's some mountain here.
Khao Lak and Phang in 1 hour, and that's just touching the surface.
That's right. So that was quite a trip. That 4-lane highway all the way up from the airport, and some really incredible stops along the way. It was a real experience, and I'll definitely be back. I don't know about you.
Exactly. Well, I've got my hat on, so I'm ready to go.
Right. I have mine on too. So this is the first in a new Buzz series, and we're going to be doing a special one next month too. Where are we going?
Oh, we're going to Phuket, the melting pot.
Okay.
What shall we call it?
Phuket.
Exactly. We've got to give it a name, not the Gold Coast of Thailand.
Certainly not. I'm sure. We need to find Bill first, and then we need to because he's still lost, unfortunately, guys. I think he's half the way to Chiang Mai. But hey, thanks so much for joining us all. We had a great time doing this, and I hope you found it insightful about what is an incredible emerging destination in Thailand.
Excellent. Thank you again, David, and we'll see you all soon at our next webinar.
Great. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye now.